Hi everyone, my name is Brian Akers and today I want to talk to you about the need for vaccines. In 2000, the U.S. reported that measles was eradicated, yet during the span of January 1st to April 26th of 2019, there were 704 reported cases, the highest reported since 1994. As we can see in this graph with data gathered from the CDC, we can see that it's only getting worse. I want you to really think about the previous graph. We went from eliminated to over 1,000 active cases. And during these times, I can't think of a more important area to touch on. Many of the world's diseases are preventable thanks to vaccines. Can even be eradicated once again, such as was the case for measles. During my time in the Army, I received just about every vaccine imaginable, even for anthrax. I can't say that I'm now immune to everything. I get colds after all. But I can say that I am healthy and free of any preventable disease. For this presentation, I will cover these three areas. These are three of multiple benefits that vaccines offer. They protect against diseases, promote herd immunity, and offer economic benefits. While anti-vaccine groups are not a recent problem, they have become particularly problematic in recent years. These groups are sometimes referred to as anti-vaxxers, and they have several reasons as to why they believe vaccines are dangerous, yet the benefits outweigh any dangers. One of the most important benefits, and the obvious ones, is the protection vaccines offer against diseases. Diseases such as polio, measles, whooping cough, rubella, mumps, tetanus, etc. Used to kill many in the U.S. and across the world, yet thanks to vaccines, these numbers have dramatically decreased. For example, HIV was a leading cause of severe childhood medical conditions such as meningitis, pneumonia, epiglottitis, that represented 20,000 cases per year in the early 1980s in the U.S., mostly in children under 5 years old. This scenario changed dramatically after the introduction of routine vaccines between 1980 and 1990. The incidence of HIV diseases has decreased by greater than 99%. The measles, mumps, and rubella MMR vaccine is probably one of the most used as being problematic by anti-vaxxers. You can refer to the study written by Andrew Wakefield and 12 of his colleagues who wrote a paper indicating that the MMR may cause autism. Multiple studies have discredited these findings since. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, a single dose of MMR is 93%, 78%, and 97% effective against measles, mumps, and rubella, respectively. The recommended dose increases the effectiveness to 97% for measles and 88% against mumps. Second reason vaccines are important is because they help promote community immunity, also called herd immunity, in a safe way. Herd immunity is what it sounds like. It's when a large portion of the population, the herd, has become immune to a disease, but you can't simply assume that the next generation will have the same immunities. What if we stop vaccinating after successfully reaching herd immunity? One scenario can shed some light on what can happen. In 1974, Japan had a successful vaccination program against pertussis, whooping cough, with nearly 80% of Japanese children vaccinated and only 393 cases reported that year in the country. Soon after, rumors surfaced that pertussis had nearly vanished and that vaccinations were unsafe. This prompted a swift decline in pertussis vaccinations in the country. By 1976, newborn vaccinations were down to 10%. In 1979, Japan experienced a catastrophic pertussis epidemic consisting of 13,000 cases and 41 deaths. 2 years later, Japan reinstituted its pertussis vaccination program. Pertussis cases have declined once again, according to the CDC. And finally, the last reason as to why you should vaccinate is the economic benefit that it may offer. It is estimated that vaccines can prevent approximately 42,000 infant deaths and 20 million cases of disease. This prevention can lead to a savings of $13.5 billion in healthcare throughout the U.S. This means that vaccinating your child will prevent future doctor's visits and medications to treat these diseases, which can be costly to the parent. Moreover, if a child is unvaccinated and or becomes sick, they will likely not be able to attend daycare or school, leaving child care to the parent alone. Vaccinating your child will not only save you and your family money and time, they also benefit society as a whole. More vaccinations mean fewer sick individuals, which leads to less doctor visits as a whole. Of course, in many countries, vaccines are a choice. As I mentioned in the beginning, measles is an excellent example of what can happen if we leave it as a choice. While the U.S. is no longer measles-free, countries such as Sri Lanka have eliminated the disease thanks to vaccines, according to the World Health Organization. Now that you have this information, I hope I've persuaded you to continue to vaccinate and encourage your friends and family to do so as well. Think of it this way: if it wasn't for vaccines, diseases such as polio and smallpox would still be ravaging the world. So again, I ask that you continue to vaccinate.